Well, good evening, Internets. It's me, DP Knudten, with another 301-day odyssey, my Bookward Bound journey to actually getting a book done by January 1st, 2021. And the way I'm doing that, or have been doing it for over 180 some days, let's see, probably 185? Yeah, 185 days so far, is coming down here and doing consecutive live stream videos of me actually working on the book, moving the book forward in one way or another. Some nights I write, some nights I edit, some nights I design or mind map and conceptualize the book. And the goal is to, every day, move the book forward at least a little bit toward its publication date, or let's call it the uploading date of January 1st, 2021. That's the day I'm going to be actually taking press-ready PDF files of everything I've created and shoot it up to the internet to Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing platform, where I will be self-producing my brand new book, which you've already seen the cover of. It looks a little something like this. It's called NONFICTION BRAND. Discover, craft, and communicate the completely true, completely you brand you already are. And yeah, that's what this book is about. And that's what tonight is about. In fact, it's about time that I took you on over to Scrivener, the application that I'm using to actually write this book. And Scrivener looks a little something like this. As you can see right here, this big window here, that's where you write the section of the book, the main section of the book or whatever. And then over on the side are all the chapters and sections or subsections, whatever you want to call them. Now, last night, I more or less finished this part of the book, except I need to add a little to it based on next week's podcast, Nonfiction Brand podcast, which I have yet to edit and certainly transcribe. I haven't transcribed it yet. So I want to pull a quote from that next episode, which has yet to be created. So I need to remind myself that there's a section in here that requires a substantial quote from the transcription and plug it into the book. Can't do that yet, so I got to remember to do it. How am I going to remember to do it? Well, I'm going to go back to Scrivener over here, and as you can see, this section has a yellow flag. Now, the color coding system I'm using is pretty darn simple. Red means, dude, you've got an idea, you want to write something, but you haven't written anything. The yellow means, hey, you've written significantly in this section, but it still needs significant work. Blue means, I think this section is completely done, but you need to final proof it, edit it, etc. And then green, the very lucky, lovely green, means it's more or less done, at least for this stage of the book. Although I did notice something right there I wanted to correct. So I'm down here, Christian Small. I need to replace that, so I made note of that. And I can't do anything more in this section until I actually go through the podcast and transcription and pull that quote. So stop talking about it. Start doing something else. And last night, right at the end of the night, I compiled the book into a Word document that kind of provides me an idea of how many pages the book is going to be, actually in a 6-inch by 9-inch book. And it came out to like 235 pages. I think with some of the formatting and pages I need to get rid of here, it's probably more like 225. But still, I only have like 25 to 50 more pages to go in this book. So I'm rethinking about sections that I need to write because I do not want to overwrite this book. And I'm actually thinking about moving some of this stuff about demonstrating branding, some of this stuff, moving it to a second book. And this is one of the nice things about Scrivener. It allows you to have kind of a big picture of the book over here on the side. And if you look, I've got so many red flags left to go, and that's way more stuff. Differentiation than demonstration, laying the foundation of your... I kind of talk about this stuff. So I'm going to move some stuff. I'll leave those there. What's your brand look like? Visual. Yeah, I gotta think about this. Is it too much to call them brandles? I've already written about brandles somewhere. I'm gonna move that to trash. What if we write about Balazs? Okay, I have a friend in Karlsruhe, Germany, named Balazs Ferenczi. Becomes a personal brand. And I want to write about Balazs. She's Hungarian, lives in Germany, and works for a Dutch watch magazine. That isn't in English. Let me think about this. I'm just turning on my iPad so I can make sure that this is actually going out to all the ships at sea. And hopefully it is. I'm also going to just quickly go to Safari Facebook. Oh, wrong one. Yep, I'm going live. All the ships at sea. I'm going to kill that. So this way I can see if anybody's watching and responding, and I can talk back at them. So Balazs, what do I want to say about Balazs? How about imagine for a second that you're a Hungarian who speaks and writes in fluent English. Everyone is unique. But some might just have a little bit more unique about them than others. I'm thinking of my friend Balazs Ferenczi. I'm thinking about my friend. I'm thinking specifically about my friend Balazs Ferenczi. Born. What? How was that? Born in Hungary and a fluent speaker and writer of English. He lives and works in Karlsruhe, Germany, for a fine wrist watch for a market online marketplace dedicated to fine wristwatches and writes for a Dutch-based magazine focused the same. He's not your average bear. All right, so map. I'm going to look up maps. Karlsruhe, Germany. I think it's in Bavaria, which in German would be Bern. Mannheim. I gotta look it up on the Google. Karlsruhe, Baden, city administration. Nah. I'm going to go to Wikipedia. Baden-Württemberg. Yeah, it's the federal state of Baden-Württemberg. Okay, so I can't make my little joke about not your average. He's not your average what? Baden. Doesn't Baden mean bath? German bath. Baden, Bade, Baden. Wo ist Baden? Google Translate bath auf Deutsch EF Bad Baden, to bathe. That is to bathe. All right, well, that's not working for me. So, he's not your average. Everyone is unique, but some might just have a little bit more unique about them than others. I'm thinking specifically about my friend Balazs Ferenczi, born in Hungary and a fluent speaker and writer in English. He writes in English for a Dutch-based magazine. Okay, let's make sure Fratello is Fratello watches. Yeah, there's Balazs. Fratello about they also have it in German. Downloads shop about Fratello brother Houdenki Speedy to oh. An online digital magazine based in the Netherlands that focuses on the same unusual yeah, it's unusual yes yes, just like the road Balazs CZ took to get sure Balazs, B-L-Z-S, Z-S. God, I always do spell it wrong. Z-S. It's such an unusual spelling for Americans, or for me anyway, Z-S. Balazs. Yeah, it's just like the road Balazs took to get there. You can hear all about all the details about that Euro-wide journey. In episodes. All right, so numbers. I got to figure out what episodes Balazs was in. Open that up. BLAZS. 66 and 67. Really like to make about Balazs is the deep introspection he employed long before he wrote his first article. The student in Hungary took the standard route most do through college. Got a degree in English. And the standard route most do through college and to a career. Spite of a degree in English, I wonder if, yeah. so English language and literature. In spite of earning a degree in English language and literature, he began his professional career in the hospitality industry in Scotland. Like so many overqualified graduates, again, after a number of years working at a job he frankly didn't care for, he knew something had to change. So he did something I think is really smart. Took a careful assessment of who he actually is and where his true passions lay. The answer was staring him in the face. His watch's face. Watches the face that is a long time fan of top quality men's wristwear, where he became a follower and fan of so when did Fratello Deutschland, no, nein, nicht auf Deutsch, nein, newsletter, das Team, Contact Fratello, nein, nicht. magazine called Online Publication Fratello Magazine he saw an opportunity to combine two of his interests into I'm going to remove that link. There we go. Into a possible career and so he sought out and so he did what the truly passionate do. Dive into the deep end by offering up his services to the magazine. For free. Contacting them out of the blue with the coldest but boldest of queries he sent some samples of work and contacting them out of the blue with the coldest but boldest of queries. He sent some samples of the work in hope that they might just need the one like him on their roster of writers. Was a long shot that paid off. Again, check out the whole. Again, check out the podcast episodes for all the detail, for all the details. right, so let's see. Don't know why that's not doing that. All right, so this is a good start. But I've hit a bit of a, it's not a huge impasse, but it is a bit of an impasse because I don't know exactly what I'm going to write. You will have noticed that I didn't have any problem getting this far. Doing a little bit of searching online for details, stuff like that. But I've reached the point where I'm like, what do I want to say next? And that's when I know when to stop, because I could force my way through it, I suppose. If I were on deadline, I would, but I'm not on a hard deadline. I still have 116 days left to go on this journey toward January 1st of 2021. I'm sorry, I'm just writing down the numbers. So I have plenty of time, and consequently, I'm not going to force this, because if this becomes an onerous task that wipes me out every single day, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to find an excuse. And believe me, there have been nights where I've wanted to have an excuse not to come down here and work on this. So I'm not going to bust my butt to figure this out. Instead, I'm going to let this section marinate overnight and come back tomorrow, because that's the deal I've made with myself and with you. Because if I'm doing live streams every single night, I actually have to do it every single night. Consequently, I don't want to burn myself out, so I'm not going to. Because here's the thing about self-publishing. You get to do it 100% your way. And one of the things I've learned about myself is, while I'm not a perfectionist, I do like to have my way. Not too much. Well, I suppose that's up to you to decide whether that's true or not. But I do want things to be in my voice. I want it to be truly authentic to who I am, what I do, and how I do it. Why? Because nonfiction branding, this idea, is not just some framing of common, conventional wisdom. It's really a philosophy that is grounded on the idea that every one of us is a unique human being with a truly unique voice, and that we deserve it of ourselves to share it to other people, not to go out there and just copy someone else's inspirational quote and change a few words and put your name on it and throw it up on Instagram as some novel framing of an idea. There's a very famous person that I follow who puts up just the most mundane blah stuff on Instagram like it's some great wisdom from the Dalai Lama or something, and it's not. It's just, it's the philosophical equivalent of tie your shoes, brush your teeth, call your mom. Duh. Nothing novel there. Instead, I would love it were this person to be truly authentic and reveal of themselves who they are, what they do, and how they do it, why they do it, and what makes them unique. That's what nonfiction branding is about, and that's what this book is about. So that's it for me tonight. I'm going to let this marinate overnight. I'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, roughly, 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time, USA. Which is UTC -6, I think, right now, if you're on Universal Time Code, because Greenwich Mean Time is no longer cool. GMT versus UTC. Okay, whatever. That said, I'm done for tonight. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, which just came out yesterday a new episode featuring Christian Small. Great story there. Check it out. Episode 107 of the Nonfiction Brand podcast. Get it wherever podcasts are free. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.